Okay. Can everybody hear me? It sounds like they can. So, anybody that's been playing Call of Duty, and I'm doing this as a stream just because it's easier to do it that way. I could record this, but we'll get into that later. In the zombies mode for Black Ops Cold War, there is something exclusive to PS4 and PS5. So, Vince, are exclusive modes, yeesh. Agreed. Now, there's been people that I've talked to that are like, there's an exclusive mode for PlayStation? I never knew about this. There's also people that have been like, oh, this is BS. How come we didn't get the exclusive mode? How come we have to wait? Da 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 da. Anyways, we're going to hop into Onslaught, which is PlayStation exclusive, currently. Timed exclusive, so I guess sometime later in one of the later seasons, all the different groups will get Onslaught. The first thing to note about this stream that's going to be fun is it's not always easy to find other players. It is not uncommon to run into a situation where either nobody's playing or everybody's playing and you just can't get into a group. So we'll hop in here, you'll see what this mode looks like, get a feel for if you think you like it, if you think you need it, if you think that it's worth the exclusivity. I personally think it's entertaining for what it is. Something to note, in the mode, you can't level up your actual perks, all that type of stuff. You don't collect crystals, you don't collect materials. You can level up your guns just like you would in any multiplayer mode or any mode of any sort, but you can't get some of the materials required from the true zombies mode to unlock additional zombie stuff. So if this was something you were to tackle, if this was something you were to start with or something you wanted to start playing, I would suggest playing the zombies mode first, because your loadouts are all based off of your zombie loadouts. Whenever you hop into this mode without having a zombie loadout ready and on the go, you're going to be wrecked. And it's not even like you're going to be slightly wrecked. I mean, you are literally going to be destroyed, because you can't keep up to the zombies. Even going into multiplayer and just leveling up a gun is going to help you significantly compared to running into this at like level 1 with nothing. Because it's literally an onslaught. That's all that it is. It is, we're going to throw you into a multiplayer map. We're going to just keep throwing stuff at you till you die. And that's what it is. And it's okay. You'll see that this is kind of an interesting thing. So, first thing to note, if you hop in here, so the first round is like any first round of zombies. You hit them with your fists and they die. If I walk outside of this purpley ring, I die. It takes a while, but I will die. So essentially, you are sectioned off to whatever section the little glowy orb is in. So everywhere else in the map is not accessible until the glowy orb moves, and we'll see that in between rounds. So, kill a zombie, over here, kill another zombie, kind of rinse and repeat. If you get greedy, you can always run out, kill a zombie, run back in. The zone hurts you more and more as you get higher leveled. Eventually it'll just kill you outright if you go outside of the circle. I haven't made it all that far in this mode to be able to really get that. The other thing to note is that there is no crafting. Zombies will just occasionally drop stuff that you can try to pick up that sometimes doesn't work. But they won't actually let you craft anything. The frustration I have with it, especially right now at the top point, is because armor is not something you can craft, but armor is something that a lot of these enemies drop. Like, there's 2 armor plates right there, and that's in the first wave, and yet we didn't have anything to put those armor plates into. There was actually a third right there that I guess my random partner, my co-op partner, had found. But yeah, so typical kind of zombies mode here. I could shoot these guys, I guess. Maybe I will get some level up on my last stop, my Nuketown style shotgun. What's up? But yeah, it's Vincer joined the Pumpy Legion. I mean, I kind of am. I got my pump shotgun going. This is, of course, a unlockable for people that purchase the fancy version of the game or whatever, so that whenever Nuketown comes out, we'll get access to, oh, an insta-kill. Oh, gotta risk it out of the circle for the insta-kill, of course. Gonna go into the pool and kill this guy. Swim out of there. But yeah, oh, I'll pick up the stim. Stim's way better than the stun grenade.
Picking up a dimensional tear. Be advised.
Stim's way more useful in this mode. Okay, and now that we're on quote-unquote the end of Surge 2, Wave 2, it's boss time.
May come through.
So, yeah, time to fight the boss. Who goes down relatively easy. You'd expect him to be, like, not too bad as a level 2. As I say, having somewhat leveled up guns and having some of your zombie perks and stuff already in place can be very helpful at this stage. I'm gonna help my buddy out here. There we go. I hope he picked up that purple. So that's the difference here, is that what'll happen is...
We've seen this before.
Anything...
Elites hiding in tears. Now we know what to expect next time.
Okay, you know what? I'll take your... Oh wow, you have the same shotgun as me. Now I have 2 of them. Vince, are you gonna play long? Probably not. I probably won't play too long. I just wanted to show off what Onslaught actually is, because there seems to be such a huge confusion over what this mode actually is or isn't. So I thought it would be a good idea to be like, so what is Onslaught? Kind of show this off, and maybe I'll change the title of the YouTube archive, because of course streaming it currently, turn it into kind of a walkthrough type thing. But yeah, it's a, I don't know, it seems like an okay mode. I mean, I don't understand. So there's 2 ways to look at it. You can look at, okay, so Sony spent potentially millions of dollars with a deal with Activision to get this mode early. And you can look at that as a PlayStation owner going, well, this mode's, you know, it is what it is. It's not awful, it's not horrible, it's not, you know, it's essentially just zombies just on random multiplayer maps. With bosses that pop up a little more frequently. It does have intel, from what I've seen. Like, you can pick up, like, similar to the intel in the actual die machine level. You can actually get some intel in this mode that does have, like, story-based and or some connection to the zombies story or zombies mode overall. It's very uncommon to pick up. I think I've picked up maybe 1 the entire time that I've played, and when I picked it up, I went, oh, that's actually a thing that you can get in this. But yeah, it's, I don't know, it is an interesting little piece of content that for 2 players usually you'll get to. Now if you were low leveled, you'd probably get to the first boss and then probably die on the second boss guaranteed. Usually higher level groups, I've seen, the highest I've ever seen successfully has been like 3 to 4 bosses, because what happens is that the bosses go from being not like being manageable to just being impossible. Because what it does is it treats the difficulty like each of these little waves of zombies, even though they're like small, like they're not like a whole load of zombies. Like if you do the math, each zombie is getting us 10 to 15 points in our orb power, which then causes a surge, which makes us go into the next wave. And that means that it's effectively 10 or more zombies, roughly, gets you into the next wave. So that's really not, like, a crazy amount. But it is what triggers the waves. But similar to the Die Machine zombie mode, each wave ramps up in difficulty. So right now we're going into a boss wave, but because we've done 5 surges, this is technically the equivalent to like level 7 or so, because the boss counts as a separate. So this would be actually be level 7, level 8. So this boss is a little more tricky. He's going to have zombies that spawn now. It's not just going to be him on his own. So we're now going to have zombies that can catch you off guard from time to time. There we go, got him. I'm actually going to use my fire here, because not only do I want to kill the boss off quickly, but there we go. But I also, so each time you kill a boss, you get a perk. And I guess I'll grab the sentry turret since he's already got the other. He dropped that. I'll grab that. That's fine. I'll do my best. Actually, I'll grab the 1911 because it's a different type of ammo. So I'm not fighting for that. And then, yeah, so we're now technically on quote-unquote wave 9, because we've completed 8. So now we'll probably start seeing dogs. And things are probably going to go downhill from here. It's very, very uncommon for me to make it, for me or any other team I've been with. And I know we're just random doing a co-op mode, but it's very rare that we get past the next boss. It's very, very common that an instant kill. That kind of ends the run. Now that said, I don't normally get an insta-kill around here. And the perks we have are Quick Res and Jug, which is actually not too bad. Juggernog, I should say. So, between those two, maybe? I'm not going to say for sure, because I honestly will not know until we get there, but I'm feeling like I should have saved my fire for this round. We'll see. Get that zombie critical. Okay, I got my fire recharged. We still need, what, 2 more zombies, I guess? Oh yeah, and there we go. So the way that it also gets harder is that the zombies are worth less. So instead of being worth the 10 or 15 or whatever it is, now they're worth like 4. That's it, there's no point in... No, don't waste your bullets. There we go. Surge. The surge goes out. And then... Is this another boss wave or another wave? I think it's just another wave. Don't believe... Well, it's going quite the distance, actually. Holy moly. There we go. Alright. So technically on wave 11. Now we wait for spawns. Now they're going to be a little quicker. I'm surprised we didn't see dogs in that last one. So I'm now starting to wonder if maybe I have my rounds off by a little bit. But I'm pretty sure that normally they do spawn. The only other thing about it is, unlike the Die Machine mode where you kind of have an idea where they're coming from, these can literally just spawn anywhere. They just pop out of the ground like in these blue portals. There we go. We're starting to get a little more hectic. We have a little less room to run around. Our partner ended up getting armor. I don't have it yet, so I can't even pick up that plate. Even though that would be nice. Take this guy. We're at 80. Oh, hello. Love whenever they just spawn right beside you. Okay, we're at 100, so we're into another surge.
Be advised, an elite signature nearby.
Another elite? Be advised, an elite is nearby. Yeah, you're gonna spawn one, game. No joke. Follow the orb. Oh, it's gonna be indoors? Ooh, this is not a great spot for this. Alright, well...
Take him out, strike team.
Woo! So now, yeah, we're on our third boss. Things are gonna get a little more hectic. Zombies, of course, are now sprinting. Boss really wants me right now. There we go. I'm just gonna... Well... No, our buddy's trapped in a corner. Don't really need that max ammo yet. Trying to kinda... It's gonna despawn anyways. Oh, he used the fire, okay. Rolling like that, are we? Glad that he has it too. This is actually going to give us a pretty good advantage. Oh my god, if I could just shoot the guy. There we go, eliminated 3 elites. So now, I'll switch to that. Unless there's... Oh, that's pretty good. Oh, you know what? I'll keep that. Alright. That actually went okay. Double pistols is not preferred, but that's fine. So we've got speed, jug, quick res. This is actually not bad. And that's the thing though, is that all of your perks, everything is random. Whatever guns you're gonna end up getting, whatever, like, some rounds you'll get guns that are just like, they'll immediately drop a purple and you're rolling great for a good amount of time. Okay, so it's the 3 bosses and the dogs. But the, yeah, there's other times where it's just, it's really nasty. And sometimes your perks, too, will be like quick reload and dead shot. Or what is it, the dead shot daiquiri or whatever it is. So you'll end up having great aim down sights stuff. You'll have quick reload, but as soon as you get hit by a zombie, you're down. So it's kind of gets very, very challenging, very hectic, very quickly. But once again, as I say, there is no no crystal collection off of this mode. Like, no matter how many, at least from what I've seen, doesn't matter how many rounds you go, how many bosses you beat, I've never seen a crystal drop. So if you were trying to level up, this is not the mode to do it. If you're trying to level up a gun, or just level up your character's level in general to unlock the ability to put points into stuff, sure. But to get the actual crystals themselves, you can't do it here. At least, as I said, from what I've seen. Oh, the timing of that sucks. Get an insta-kill at the very end of the round. We gotta follow the orb. Oh my god, in the stairwell? Well, that's an interesting location. Got a zombie right beside me. Nice. Blasted that guy in the pool. Killed the dog down there. Don't know how he breathes underwater, but I guess he doesn't care. Come on. Let's do this, zombies. Oh. Lance.
Frag that rotten tango.
You'll notice I don't aim down sights a whole lot with the shotgun, because I just get up close and personal most of the time. Just because it's quicker. Because, yeah, This can get kind of nuts sometimes. Switch over to the... Oh, they're, okay. This makes things more interesting. I didn't realize what type of pistols we were. Oh god, they're really doing nothing to them as they're, alright, shoddy it is. Oh, and even then... Oh, get me out of there. Oh, oh, oh! There we go, aim down sight for the first time in a little while.
Picking up an elite hostile near your position.
Oh, there's an elite right there. Ooh, this is gonna be tough. Okay. Maybe the furthest I've gotten. Oh, on this mode. So he's clearing the zombies, so I'm gonna try and keep the boss's attention. Ow. Alright. Come on, give me the revive. No, I think this is gonna be... Oh. Get off of me. Oh god, yeah, no, that's it. Trying to get in for the revive, just couldn't get there. So 12. So that's kind of normal. I've seen some teams do a little bit better than that, but it's not uncommon to have something go pretty nasty on the last couple waves. I've done both those levels, so I mean it doesn't matter to me. See if he wants to go. No. Okay, so we're waiting on the timer. So that's Onslaught essentially. For anybody that's wondering what it looks like, this is the mode. I'll continue playing another round just to kind of show you how it kind of flips round to round. I might switch up guns. I might switch over to my AK just for something different. But yeah, it's I don't know. Was it... I didn't personally pick up Zombies on PS4 because of the fact that it had this mode. I picked it up on PS4 because I already had Warzone on this, and I already had my Battle Pass and everything else on. Like, there were so many different things that I already had in works on the PS4 that I decided that Black Ops was something I was going to pick up. So I wasn't one of those people that went, oh yeah, extra mode, I'm going to get the thing. Literally, I just bought it because I went, well, I want to play more Call of Duty, and there's a Zombies mode in the upcoming one. So I went, cool, I like Zombies modes, so let's do it. Over there, you'll see map personal best, Surges 12, Elites eliminated 3. Like, very, very similar stats. Now, I think if you get like 10 elites eliminated, you get the gold trophy for each of the levels, which is supposed to get you some type of unlock or something. So, I don't know. Possibly cool, possibly not cool. Hard to say. It is one of those, as I say, it's one of those modes where I look at it and I go, it's cool that it's here, but I don't know if you're really missing out if you don't have it on another console. Like, do I feel like if I didn't have this mode, would I feel like I was missing out on it? I don't know. To literally go 3 rounds and just kind of go randomly with whatever the game decides to throw at you is cool, but like,
the orb will help you.
There's not...
Killing the undead provides him with power. Requiem is trying to
you're getting
why.
levels for this, you're getting experience for this, just like any of the modes in the game. Playing multiplayer, using your guns, everything still kind of works the same. You just don't get the stuff you need to level up your perks for a zombies mode in a zombies mode. Vincer, yeah, it doesn't really feel like an actual mode, just some filler. Yeah, and I'm glad you said that, Vincer, because yeah, it does feel very much like it is a filler mode. And the really weird part about it is it makes you wonder why it's exclusive. Like there's as I say, there's two ways to look at this. You look at this as like a player and go, PlayStation gets all the exclusive modes, lucky PlayStation. They paid all the money for it. And then you sit there and you go, but as a PlayStation player, you sit there and you go, but PlayStation paid for this? Like, this was the mode that they chose we pay extra for? Like, it kind of seems strange, right? Like, it doesn't seem like it kind of adds up. Because, like, you'd think, if they wanted to pay extra to have something exclusive, have, like, a PlayStation experience-based map, have a, you know, like, a Sly Cooper map, or, like, a Crash Bandicoot something or other. You know, like, something that's, you know, distinctly PlayStation-based. You're like, ooh, that's quite the PlayStation experience you're getting there. But this is just, you know, wow, it's the first time I've actually seen him drop materials, which is surprising. I don't know if that was a glitch, or if that was just the game decided all of a sudden that I needed to have material. But, yeah, I don't know. I really don't know if people are missing out as much as they feel like they are. And yeah, I may be biased in the sense that PlayStation owners will get this content, but as a PlayStation owner, I would have almost preferred, you know, give me a bunch of skins, give me a bunch of things that are, you know, on PlayStation, you get this cool-looking Sly Cooper costume for your character.
Scanner's picking up a dimensional
you know, like they did, like the way that they did Jigsaw and Leatherface and Warzone. Like, stuff like that, I think, would have gone over. Because, like, if they're holding back this mode for, like, as some of the Reddit posts and stuff are suggesting, and what I've heard, like, a year for the other platforms, by then they're not going to care. Because, like, let's face it, this is not, like, this is not something that's going to be, you know, I mean, for me, I'll probably come back to it once in a while because it does have unlocks for certain weapons and certain gear and stuff like that, or help with them. It's like, I think the last thing that we got was like a booster, which I was like, ooh, booster, yay, like extra experience from all modes so that I can level up faster because I'm falling behind from those that I play with across all platforms. Cool, that's very helpful. But like, as to full-on needing the mode, I don't know. There's a lot here.
Now we know what to expect next time.
I like bullfrogs. There's a lot here to kind of unpack. PC upgrade and join us, lol. I mean, I would to be able to run this on my PC, I would need to upgrade the PC and buy the game. So I'd be looking at, what, for me, because I would want to go all out. I would probably spend somewhere in the 10 grand range to build a good PC. Like, I would literally want everything and anything in it I could to be top of the line, so then I future-proofed it if I was going to do that. Because that was kind of the way I did it before. It hurts up front, but if it lasts you for X amount of years, when you do the math, I mean, like, it's not that bad, because I mean, if you're buying consoles every 4 to 5 years, you're paying $500 or up. So if you can get a PC that'll last you for, you know, a good 10 years, you know, it breaks down to like $1,000 a year. So it's about the same price as some of the consoles get to be. So it's not the end of the world. But it is one of those things where it's tough to justify a new PC, but if I was gonna do it, I would have to, because there's so many games that right now that my PC that I stream with occasionally just chugs. And I mean, it's got a 1080 in it, but it's just that it's just so aged out. more upfront cost, but less other costs, no online and such. Well, I mean, there is still the online cost, because of course, for me, I still have to pay, like, the top-of-the-line internet, the, like, hundreds of dollars a month to try and just get some bandwidth to be able to play some games on any of the machines that I own in my house. So there's still that cost, but yes, you don't have the yearly $50 cost for paying into the services, which I used to care more about, and now I kind of don't. I mean, PS3, the online was free, and that was one of the things, selling points for a lot of people. They're like, oh, we don't have to pay extra for the online. But then they introduced PlayStation Plus, which was essentially, here's, and Xbox did the same. Here's a whole bunch of games that we're going to give you for just signing up for our quote-unquote membership. So you get to a point where you're just like, if I play one of the games on that, I've gotten my value out, because 99% of the time they put out a game every so often that's actually like either new or is pretty popular enough that you go, wow, this is actually like a pretty big deal game. Like one of the big ones, and it's unfortunate because I already purchased a copy of it way back when, I just need to come back to it. I haven't full on played it yet, but it is one I would love to play, especially on stream. Is Bloodborne.
Dimensional tear nearby.
And that was a game that Sony had exclusively. They had, you know, all this fun jazz to it. And, yeah, they threw it onto PS Plus for free. Essentially part of your PS Plus subscription. You want to play Bloodborne, you can play Bloodborne. And that was kind of crazy to me, because, like, that's a game that even to this day, you go and buy it on the shelf and it's still $49.99. So, having that as one of the freebies, it's like, wow, that's kind of a big deal. And then every month they release, you know, some games you go, well, that's not that big a deal, and then other ones that kind of are. Fall Guys, which, ironically, I should say I have fallen off of, is a game that was put out free day one on PlayStation. PlayStation owners did not have to pay a cent for that if they had the online. They just, here's the games. Which really, I argue that that game should have had some type of level of entry price for PlayStation owners, because I mean, like that team worked hard. They deserve their money, they really do. But yeah, it was interesting that was one of the ones, for example. There's been a lot more than that too. There's obviously more than just. Oh yeah, I'm gonna switch over to the knife. I mean, ironically, what wave are we in? Ooh, we're kind of a little too late for it. I'm gonna go without it since he's got one. But yeah, it's been an interesting experience. So I don't know if the no online cost really fits anymore, especially as more and more things go to games as services, where it's like you're paying a monthly fee for access to a library of games, which seems to be the way that a lot of companies are going, as much as like Stadia's doing it wrong, or has done it wrong, I guess. Or not wrong, but just done it poorly. Game Pass, the Xbox Game Pass is kind of an insane value. Like, if I was an Xbox owner, I probably would buy the Game Pass. Because, like, Halo Infinite is going to be day one on Game Pass. So, for $50 a year, your Halo Infinite game that we all want to play, including me, is essentially a margin of the cost, and you forever have access to it so long as you have your subscription. True, you may not own, you know, the physical copy or whatever it may be, but especially nowadays, if you're okay with your Steam library, you don't own any of that. You're just licensing. At the end of the day, if Steam were to close down, you would not be able to download those games. You would not be able to play them at all. It's not like you throw the disc into your machine and off you go. And even then, like, some of those games, if the licensing runs out or doesn't have access, like, you can't buy them anymore, or can't do anything with them anymore. It's always a weird situation that gaming has come into. Because it felt very... like, it felt like a hobby that was very much like you owned the game, especially whenever it was a cartridge, whenever it was, like, a physical form of media. Even when it went to discs, for a while, it was very much like you own this. Now, it feels very much like you're just borrowing, in a way. Because really, at the end of the day, let's say, you know, Activision decided to close down its server access for Call of Duty tomorrow, for Black Ops. Then it's done. Your multiplayer experience is over. Like, you cannot play that anymore. So even though you own a copy of this game, you can't play Onslaught, you can't play any of the modes that would have required multiplayer. They turned off the server, it's done. So it's kind of interesting because that type of concept didn't exist whenever games first started. But then games also first started with, like, if you go way, way back into the eons of the arcade. I remember being a kid and
one less pain
like
in the butt.
having to ask my mom and dad for, like, hey, can I have a couple of dollars or a couple whatever so I can go and play some video games. That doesn't happen anymore. Now it's, you know, $80 Canadian or bucks for a brand new game, pretty much. Anything less than that is rare. And when it does happen, we're always shocked. Because, like, most games come out, especially most, like, big games with multiplayer and everything else, come out at full pop at good $80 or more. And then have different tiers. Like, back when I was a kid, whenever they were doing Super Nintendo and, like, then Nintendo 64, even PlayStation, when you bought a game, you bought a game. There wasn't 20 different versions, the collectors and the gold and the limited and the day one. And, you know, there wasn't this many versions of games, but they're giving people so many different options for what they want, what they feel is worth value. It's weird. It's really, really weird when you look at how it's all evolved. I don't know, maybe I'm just a curmudgeon old man or whatever, but it's just strange to me how that all... Wow, just hit twice and down. So there we go. So that one didn't even make it to 12. We got knocked out at 9. Vince, are seeing the new Vermintide stuff. Got me with that itch again, really hoping Darktide is fun. I know, I'm hoping Darktide turns out really well also. That's a game that I really, really have some hope for. Okay. So, let's get through the, sure, I'll select, or here, let's leave the lobby. And we'll load back into Onslaught. Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, let me quit back out of that. I can actually show you. So, you can play Onslaught private, which is you and a friend, or you can try on your own, which is not the end of the world, and I may have to do that to get some of these levels, because I would like to get at least bronze on all of them, and the only way I'm going to be able to do that is probably the other way, because a lot of folks, honestly, the most popular is Moscow and Checkmate and well, the most popular three are Cartel, Checkmate, and Moscow. Very rarely do you see Miami, very rarely Garrisonburg, very rarely Crossroads. But that is an option. So the featured challenge, eliminate 5 elites in Onslaught matches, and you get access to a gun skin. So, I don't know. Take from that what you will. We'll load into one more here and roll through one more version of it, just to show you as to what it is. Crossroads, that's one that I need, so I might as well. Oh, that's a level 15. He may have a rough time. They may have a rough time, I should say. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. So long as we can get through, I think you have to defeat 3 elites, like the 3 boss waves, so wave 3, wave 6, and wave 9, which equals essentially 12 to be able to get the quote-unquote bronze. So hopefully we can roll our way through that and survive that, and if not, well, oh well. It is what it is. But yeah, this has been Onslaught. This has just been running through a few matches, running through a few loads. It's also giving an idea of the load times on PS4 Pro. If you're wondering, now Onslaught, of course, is not cross-play because it's not available, so this is only PlayStation players. I don't know if it's PS4 to PS4, if it's PS4 to PS5, and all the above. That I have no idea. But I do know that at the very least, as a PS4 owner, I can purchase and play this mode. Or sorry, not purchase this mode, but this mode comes with my purchase of Call of Duty Black Ops. So it's been an interesting little thing that I feel like is confusing to me, that not every... If we were going to have something exclusive, as I say, it would have made more sense for something to be exclusive to your character, to your progression, to your something.
Requiem's orders are clear.
Because in the end of the day, as people are, you know, we always hear, oh, the PlayStation folks get this extra experience,
Kill the
and this
undead
extra
to charge
thing,
the orb.
whatever. I don't know
Requiem
if this is...
has yet to identify its true purpose,
Like,
but we do know it helps
I
our
am
team
concerned
survive.
that what's going to happen is that most people are going to play Onslaught and they'll get their fill, and then whenever it releases on the other consoles, no one's going to want to play it because there's going to be better maps, there'll be Nuketown, there'll be all kinds of things that are just way more interesting for people to get into. That's just my thought. And I could be wrong. This could be a long haul type mode. I know if I had a friend that hopped into the PlayStation Network and wanted to play this with me, or I wanted to play with them, or vice versa, whatever it may be, like, yeah, 100%. Like, hey man, you want to get online and play some Onslaught for a couple rounds? Sure. But I don't really seek out this mode on a day-to-day basis. I find I'm playing a lot more of the solo zombies than I ever am of this particular mode. I do think it's cool in the sense that it gives you an opportunity to explore and kind of check out the maps that this game has to offer in the multiplayer without being shot in the head 300 times in a row and not being able to see who did it to you. You actually get a feel for, okay, this is that part of that map, and this is, you know, this is here, and this is there, and stuff like that. So that's kind of neat. That is one thing about it that I would kind of recommend. Like, if you want to just see how detailed and kind of how pretty some of the maps are, like, that's an element where you can definitely do that with this mode. I don't recommend, like, going crazy ham and, like, exploring all over the place outside of the circle, because you will die. But I do find that it's just, yeah, it's an okay mode. Do I love it? Nah. Do I hate it? Nah. Am I kind of in the middle of it? Yeah. There's no up or down to it, really. It's just a matter of, like, it is, and I think Vincer put it very apt. It's filler. It is very much just, you know, a small, I'm gonna try and save that. A small, not a big, huge deal. I think if it had
Scanner's picking up a dimensional tear. Be advised.
Alternate bosses.
Seek it out and open it.
If the game in general had alternate bosses as opposed to the Magneton, if there was maybe different more different enemy modes, different enemy types, random enemy types as to what you're going to get each round. I don't know. Like, it's hard to say what would improve it, what would make it better, because I don't think there's necessarily anything drastically wrong with it. It's just a matter of that, as I say, it's not the most riveting experience.
What's hiding in there?
Oh, that's in the top. Okay, so it's like the roof, I guess. Climb my way up here. Yeah. There it is. Everybody's running around with the Nuketown shotgun now. It's pretty good,
all that power and I still took you down.
hey, what we get for first?
Elites hiding in tears.
Quick revive.
You'll see more of these as you go.
I will take that,
Yeah, that'll
because
work.
I already have a shotgun. Alright. The Milano. Let's do this. Another round. But on your comment, Vincent, for Darktide. Darktide, if anybody's not aware, is from Fat Shark. That is a company that has made Vermintide. They made Lead and Gold. Oh, they made another one too that I can't remember off the top of my head. But they do a lot of like first-person action/shooter games. Sometimes versus. Sometimes, in the case of Vermintide, they're co-op based, which, you know, all good, very entertaining for what it is. It had its issues, had its ups and downs. Still being supported if you want to buy new progressions for your classes, which kind of hit and miss. But yeah, I think that it's available on all consoles now. I won't say that for sure because I don't 100% know, but I do know it's at least on the PS4 because I've seen it in the store that you can get Vermintide 2. I don't know about Vermintide 1, and I don't know as to where they are content-wise on the consoles, but it's at least on there. We played on PC. It was fun. It was enjoyable. Certainly had its time in the sun, as it were. Kind of makes me think of this mode in a way, because like the zombies mode and like horde modes and stuff like that. That's kind of where a lot of that all started. Essentially, it's the Left 4 Dead formula. Try and survive through the hordes of different enemies. Work your way to the end of the level. In this particular case, I don't think there is an end to this level, but that's just because this is just an all-out horde mode compared to an actual narrative-based first-person team action game? I don't know what you would call it. Wouldn't really call it a loot action game, because yeah, it has loot, but it's not quite the... I don't know. Hard to describe. Has a little bit of everything. But yeah, I mean, for anybody that's curious as to what this mode is and the exclusivity for it, ta-da! Definitely. I mean, even I had no idea. Like, it's amazing the number of people that either are furious about it or have no clue. It's very weird the way that it's split.
Scanners picking up an elite hostile near your position.
But that's just the way.
Show it how Requiem does it.
Semtex grenade.
Oh yeah, here we go. second boss should be... Oh, I was gonna say should be manageable. I just got trapped on a bunch of zombies there. Try and do some luring. Wow, that was really bad of me. Grab that. Reload. Oh, what? Okay, someone killed him, thankfully. No, it wasn't me. There it is.
Good night, freak.
Grab the syntax. What is that? Oh, another Howler. Oh man, where'd the other one die? Because did he drop anything good? I mean, a bullfrog.
You need to stay near the
it's
orb.
green. I don't know if there's any... If you kill them faster, you get better things. I should mention that too, actually. Because I'm sure that might be a question. I don't know. I've played a few rounds of this, and it seems to be completely random. Because I've had a really good round where we got quite far, quite quickly. And got pretty much nothing all the way along, and then playing with the same person had a much slower round, and I mean slower like we were progressing through each of the different waves slower, and we ended up getting like purple LMGs within like the second, like within I think the first or the second boss, and just wrecked for quite a ways up from that. So I mean, there's such a level of randomness to it that I find you don't get in the regular zombies mode, which maybe people like that. I would not be surprised to find someone that was like, oh, I love how it's totally random and I don't know how it's gonna go each time and whatever it may be. Like, that's fine. Like,
tagged another dead dude.
Totally appreciate that. Because there is an element where I'm sure, like, for the speedrunners and the, like, level 443 round solo guys that are doing the zombie die machine mode, that, like, for them, that randomness is not what they want, because they're trying to do runs to get, like, the world's best or the world record. So this mode probably doesn't have as many people that are speed running and or min-maxing it to the same level. But I mean, there's definitely enough folks playing this because they want to get the cool skins or the cool, you know, cosmetics that it awards. Like you'll play enough of it that you get at least a few of those things, and then you're like, okay, completed that objective, I'm good for now. I'll come back next week. Or in like the case of the current reward, I think it's like 40 to 50 days or something like that. So that skin, I think I've already unlocked. And in like 50 days we may get another skin. Maybe? Like, not even sure. So, gives plenty of time for people to grind this out if they really had to. I think it's also because they're expecting, if I'm not mistaken, based off the math, today is the 21st, so probably the math adds up that it's sometime just after Christmas. So I would presume that this particular collectible slash skin slash item has been set up so that anybody getting this game is a Christmas gift. is able to enjoy that. Oh my goodness. This is not a great... Like, where do we... Oh, it's all the way back here. I was gonna say, it's not a great spot for us to be.
No survivors, strike team.
So the boss is up there. There he comes. Okay. Ooh.
Undead hostile, KIA. Army Semtex.
Wow. Didn't really do much to him. Oh, I'm down. Well. Hopefully our, nope. That's it. That is our round. Yeah, we just couldn't get enough hurt off on them. So yeah, that's kind of been the way most of these have progressed. Most Onslaught modes have been, you get to your either just past your second or third boss, and then it's okay, it's done. So it's an interesting mode. As you can see, it's on the featured, but it doesn't actually show up in here. It's really funny. See, because it says up here, featured Onslaught, and then you click on Onslaught, and it's actually something separate down here, and you can do the different versions, but it's so, I don't know. But that is Onslaught. So the easiest way for me to show off to folks as to who are curious what Onslaught was, what Onslaught is, whether they should be mad or should be upset about it, is up to them. Completely fair what your opinion is on it. My personal opinion, I don't understand why it's an exclusive mode, or why it's even considered a mode. It's definitely more of a halfway point. I don't know. It's a strange little thing. I'm sure there's people out there that love it, and that's great. It's just somewhere in the middle of the road for me. So it's one of those things where each time that we end up with an event, I'll play it, I'll collect the item I need to collect, and then I'll probably move on. So, for those of you that came to stop by whenever this was a stream, or for those of you that come to stop by when this is an archive, thank you. Please consider subscribing, hit the like button, all that other fun jazz. If you'd like to follow me and know whenever I go live, all that is available over on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube, all as the same name. It's also the same username that I use in most games, so feel free to shoot me a message. Feel free to maybe hop into a game once in a while if you like. So until then, guys, we'll catch you all on the next one. Keep yourselves out of trouble. Keep yourselves into the war zone, into the Call of Duty funness. And